Hey everybody, it's Tony George alongside Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com, your marquee matchup, Big Ten style, a couple of heavyweights going at it this Saturday in college basketball. Hey guys, what are you doing on Saturday? Why don't you come over to DocSports.com, claim that free $60 in the link below, and park it in a brand new account and get yourself hooked up with some winners. Free $60 from DocSports.com. And by the way, 95% of the stuff over there, Scott, is free.
Yeah.
Free picks, matchups, scores, videos, you name it. We got it. Get over to Docs, get yourself informed. We'll help you make some better decisions. And I tell you what, Scott, it's going to be a tough decision on this game here between Iowa and Penn State. Iowa at home. The last time these two hooked up together, 89-86 shootout here. You've got a couple of really, really good offensive basketball teams here in what ought to be one hell of a basketball game. I'm thinking Iowa's at home here. They're probably going to come out around 3.
About that.
I got power ratings even, dead even with these guys. One thing you want to watch, see what C.J. Frederick's going to do, whether he's going to play or not. He's about 10 points and 3 assists a game for Iowa. But nonetheless here, if you take a look at the power ratings here, in terms of offense, you have Iowa 27th in the country, Scott. And, of course, they have a guy named Garza that can actually put up some points here. I think this is going to be an awfully close game, possibly high scoring.
Yeah, well, last time, as you mentioned, the final score was Penn State 89-86 at Happy Valley.
Yeah.
It took 57% two-point shooting by Penn State to win that game at home
Yeah.
by 3 points. Listen, here's the bottom line for me on – I got to tell you a little story here. You talk about bad beats, and Scott Van Pelt, another guy like me, bald, wears glasses. But anyway, I'm sitting there on Wednesday night.
Are you saying I'm Sanford Sieve?
Yeah, well, no, you
I
got
have more hair than he
Yeah,
does.
you can't even be Falika. Anyway, the bottom line is that I'm watching the Wednesday night game. I had one playing college baskets, 4-star play on Penn State. I did not have the Ramon shirt on, by the way, another story. So I had Penn State, and that number dropped from 6 the night before down all the way to 4.5. Loved it at 4.5, 5, even 5.5, 6. And guess what happens? They go up 21. They're up 41-20. They're coasting. And then they didn't do anything after that. They scored something like a grand total of 24 points over the entire second half, plus about the final 3 minutes of the first half. And they end up hitting a 3 at the end, which really ticked me off because when I've got a team laying 4.5, 5, and they blew a 20-plus point lead, I want them to lose outright.
Yeah.
Well, they end up giving me, that little bit of extra stab with their 65-64 three-pointer at the end of the game type thing. To get the outright win didn't help me at all.
Oh, no.
I mentioned and I referred to the Ramon shirt. I'm wearing it again. You're not seeing things. I wore it last weekend. We went 12-2.
Yeah.
I didn't have it on Wednesday night when Penn State blew a 21-point lead. Not that I'm superstitious or anything, but we thought we'd wear it again here. We had a nice 2-0 sweep with our college basketball totals on the free pick videos last week.
Yes.
And that's where I'm looking again here, Tony. I agree with you. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. You got a couple of efficient offensive teams, not always great on defense. I don't know if we're going to see 175 points like we saw in the first meeting, but I would not be surprised to see them pushing close to 160 by the time this game goes final. So I'm playing the over here, Tony.
Yeah, 153 was the total last time. They scored 22 points over the spread. Now, odds makers are going to make a slight adjustment.
Sure.
Very rarely do you see more than a 3 or 4 point adjustment in the second go around here. So if you get this around 156, 157, I tell you what right now, it's going to be a shootout in Iowa City. I agree with Scott Spreitzer. Take the over in the Penn State-Iowa game. Sit back and watch this one. It ought to be a shootout from wire to wire, folks. Be sure to get over to DocSports.com. Check out all our marquee videos that we're doing for you this weekend, including a little bit of a NASCAR preview as well. So stay tuned right here on this YouTube channel. Come over to Docs. Get yourself some winners.